Now, my family, BBC's royal correspondent, Nicholas Witchell, says that Meghan should have been less impatient with royal ADs who he says bent over backwards to support Meghan Markle, and dismisses Oprah interview claims, saying that race was not a significant factor in decision to leave UK, in Harry and Meghan's decision to leave the UK. My family, I wanna show you a video of Nicholas Witchell, my family, reporting about the birth of Archie, because he says that race wasn't a factor in Harry and Meghan's decision to leave the UK. My family, please kindly just hear him speaking, my family, and also I'll tell you exactly what he said about what was the single worst moment of his entire career, reporting on BBC. My family, and then you tell me if race wasn't a factor into how or why Meghan was poorly mistreated by the royal family and the wicked media. My family, please kindly hear this. I'll take you back to Nicholas Witchell reporting on the birth of baby Archie. My family, please kindly look at this, please.
Their son, baby Sussex, no name for him so far, the first Anglo-American birth in the British royal family. Now, we know, of course, that, excuse me, let me just collect my thoughts. The first Anglo-American birth in the British royal family, and it is certain, of course. I'm so sorry. Let me just once again hand back to you, Ben. All right, Nick, thank you very much.
And my family, to this moment, my family, there is something Nicholas Witchell said about my family this moment, whereby he was reporting about the birth of Harry and Meghan's son, Prince Archie. And my family, I want to read you exactly just what Nicholas Witchell, my family, has said about that moment. I'm quoting his words. And I quote, that the video I just showed you of Nicholas Witchell stuttering, my family, trying to say that my family, Archie, is biracial, my family. He was trying so hard, my family, not to say black. He was trying so hard, my family. And thing is, my family, it's not a problem. It's not a problem, my family. You know, it ain't a problem. But for Archie, even the media treated him so appallingly. Nicholas Witchell also, my family, the way he speaks about Harry and Meghan's child, yet he says it has nothing to do with race, why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. My family, just hear his words about his reporting of Archie's birthday. My family, sorry, the day that Archie was born. And I quote, that was my worst single moment in 48 years, he says, chattering, drying up in front of the audience, live on the telly. It was about Harry and Meghan, and maybe subconsciously, I just wasn't that interested, says Nicholas Witchell. My family, when Archie was born, the world's media was outside Buckingham Palace. UK media were waiting to be briefed about the day Archie was being born, about the events that unfolded before Archie was born. They were waiting to be briefed by the palace. They were patiently waiting to be briefed by the palace. The world media outlets from all across the world were there, waiting for that moment to report about that moment. But Nicholas Witchell says, I just wasn't that interested. That's what Nicholas Witchell, who is about to retire, is saying about the birth of baby Archie. My family. About the birth of baby Archie. But it tells you it has nothing to do with race. Why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. My family. He says he wasn't interested in the birth of Archie. My family. You know, my family, I can't stand seeing the blatant level of lies and hypocrisy. This guy is about to retire. And guess who is talking about mostly? Harry and Meghan. My family, you keep whinging, mourning, and complaining about Harry and Meghan, yet you say you weren't interested in the day that their son Archie was being born, and that Meghan leaving had nothing to do with race. Every single month, every single week, you will hear an excuse after excuse as to why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. You will hear 1,000 excuses from the UK media about why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. 1,000 excuses. You will hear they wanted privacy. You will hear they wanted money. You will hear many excuses. But what they outrightly say had nothing to do with Harry and Meghan fleeing the UK is that it wasn't racism. Race wasn't a factor as to why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. It wasn't racism. My family, they'll never admit their racism, that they subjected Meghan and even Harry and Meghan's unborn child at the time, even before Archie was born. They won't admit the racism that they subjected Meghan and Archie to. They will never ever admit to that, my family. But the more they keep on saying it had nothing to do with race, the more they keep on giving us more and more excuses as to why Harry and Meghan fled the UK, but say, you know what, this had nothing to do with race. It was something else. It was a different factor that explains why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. The more you give more and more excuses, the more we all know the truth. The more we all know the truth. It had everything to do with race. I mean, how can Nicholas Witchell, my family, who right now is about to retire, say that the single worst moment in his 48-year career of being a role correspondent for the BBC was drying up in front of the audience live on TV about Harry and Meghan's son, when reporting about Harry and Meghan's son. And he says, you know, I just wasn't interested. My family, it's a lie. The entire world's media were waiting outside to find out more details about the birth of Archie. The entire world's media. So when he says he just wasn't interested, oh please, he's lying. He's lying. My family, he's really just a bad reporter. In my family, as a reporter, you always want to get the story that gets you the best kind of, engagement, gets you the best kind of clicks. You always want to be the first person to report on a breaking news story. And the birth of Harry and Meghan's son Archie was a breaking news story. There are people from all across the world were waiting for my family. American media outlets, British media outlets, all of them were waiting for that kind of information. My family, that this person, Nicholas Witchell, says, you know what? I just wasn't interested. Lies. You are lying. And what you're saying really, it exposes you. It exposes you, Nicholas. And you can say as many times, UK media can go and write thousands of articles saying racism wasn't a factor of why Meghan was poorly treated in the royal family in the UK by the UK media, they'll say it has nothing to do with race. As many times, my family, they'll say it many times. But the fact is, we all know the truth. We all know the truth. My family, they were racist towards Meghan Markle, and they continue to sadly be racist to Meghan. UK media continue to be racist towards Meghan Markle and towards her children. My family, Archie and Lilibet Diana. I mean, a couple of days ago, my family, I saw Sarah Vine also on this, my family, this, segment family on social media. I saw her basically questioning the existence of Harry and Meghan's kids, Archie and Lilibet Diana. My family. So my family, trolls speak like that. My family. It is trolls. That rhetoric from Sarah Vine is the same rhetoric coming from trolls online. My family. It comes from trolls online who don't believe that Meghan gave birth to Archie. And also Lilibet Diana family, who don't even see the kids as being real. My family, bi-virtual kids of Harry and Meghan are treated that way. And it comes from carnival of so-called experts like Sarah Vine. Why I've seen my family spreading those lies, those conspiracy theories, my family, that clearly are racist. I have seen them doing that. And then my family, they say it has nothing to do with race. Why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. Of course, it has everything to do with race. It has everything to do with race. And yes, Sarah Vine, Witchell Johnson, the former Prime Minister's sister, were racist towards Meghan Markle. Nicholas Witchell also, his rhetoric towards, Harry and Meghan's kids, towards Meghan Markle, it's full of racism towards Meghan. Let him not say, my family otherwise. And my family, that's my opinion. Based on his actions, based on his words. My family, let's hear more on what my family, this guy, has said. My family, BBC royal correspondent Nicholas Witchell has claimed that Meghan should have been less impatient with the royal ladies who bent over backwards to support Meghan Markle. And that he, Nicholas Witchell, also dismissed the claims made in Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview, arguing that race was not a huge factor in Harry and Meghan's decision to leave the UK for California almost 4 years ago. And that he, my family, rejected the idea that the palace was against Harry and Meghan from the start, and praised Harry and Meghan's team of courtiers, which included Australian private secretary Samantha Cohen and American communication secretaries Jason North and Sarah Latham. Now, my family, I want to read you what my family Harry said in his memoir spare about how palace staff were sabotaging Meghan Markle. And my family, I want also to read you exactly what Prince Harry said about the information that he received from the police about what was happening. My family. Now, my family, we must debunk the lies being spread by the UK media and the many excuses they are giving about Meghan fleeing the UK, saying it has nothing to do with race. Time again, like a million times, they always have like a thousand excuses as to why Meghan fled the UK, but they say it has nothing to do with race. My family, please hear what Harry said, my family, and I quote from his memoir spare. I was braced for a lecture. It did not come. Willie was subdued. He wanted to listen. For the first time in a long time, my brother had me out, and I was so grateful. I told him about one past staff member sabotaging Meghan Markle, plotting against Meghan Markle. So were these palace staff members helping Meghan Markle by plotting against her, by sabotaging Meghan Markle? If the team was helping Meghan Markle, why were we seeing negative press on a daily basis about Meghan Markle? If the team was helping Meghan, why did Jason North go and issue a statement against Meghan in court? And there's no way he could issue a statement against Meghan without Prince William's approval. No way. And that's why Meghan said, my family, in the Harry and Meghan documentary, to Prince Harry, it's your brother. It's him. It's your brother. He's behind this. It's so obvious. It's him. So was Jason North trying to help Meghan when he issued a statement to assist a tabloid in Meghan's court case against Daily Mail? Was Jason North helping Meghan? He wasn't. He was not. And as Meghan's lawyer, Jenny Afia, said, that statement was not necessary. And that what Daily Mail did was so obvious, it was illegal. What Daily Mail did was very much illegal. They illegally published Meghan's letter. Their actions were my family illegal. And they knew what they were doing was wrong. They knew what they did was illegal. But they did it anyway. Because they knew, as Harry said, Meghan was not being protected by the palace. But here you are having this guy, Nicholas Witchell, saying, your staff members, Jason North, they were helping you out. They were supporting you. That's what this guy, Nicholas Witchell, my family, is saying. Helping Meghan by sabotaging Meghan Markle. Utter lies. Lies, 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 lies. They were not helping Meghan Markle. They were sabotaging Meghan Markle. And Jason North, my family, was never Harry and Meghan's employee. He was Prince William's AD. His loyalty was to Prince William, not to Prince Harry and Meghan. People like Jason North were placed around Harry and Meghan to sabotage Harry and Meghan. Meghan Markle. It's Meghan who they were trying to abuse out of Harry's life, to sabotage her, plot against her, and basically get her out of Prince Harry's life. Because William couldn't stand seeing Harry happy with the woman of color, my family. He just couldn't stand seeing that. And he has never ever wanted to see his brother happy. As you all know, my family, the destiny of the spare is one of misery, not happiness. And that the heir benefits from the spare's misery. So my family, all these stories that they keep on coming up with, my family, that somehow Jason North was trying to help Harry and Meghan. Oh, please, don't even go. You should not even have mentioned Jason North's name. You should not even have mentioned Jason North's name. You should not. You should not have mentioned that person's name. You should not. Someone who issued a statement against Meghan in court was helping her? Oh, please. Please, please. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. They were sabotaging Meghan Markle, plotting against Meghan Markle. And my family, the only thing we saw coming from the media was negative press about Meghan Markle, was the constant bullying of Meghan Markle on TV shows in the morning, in the evening. When Meghan wasn't visible, it became even worse. My family, with how UK media were abusing Meghan Markle. It was even worse when Meghan wasn't visible. My family. So all these lies from the UK media, my family, of them somehow saying, that what? We were trying to help Meghan Markle. Help her by doing what? Destroying her. You were trying to help her by using negative press, spreading negativity about her, by smearing her name, by trying to destroy her reputation. You are helping her? Oh, please. Oh, please. I just can't stand seeing my family these lies. I can't stand seeing these lies, my family. My family. And then, time and time again, we'll keep on seeing it oftenly of the many excuses by the UK media as to why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. They try coming up with more and more excuses to say that it has nothing to do with race, that it wasn't racist in my family. However, my family, that is what it was. They'll tell you, Harry and Meghan wanted privacy. But when you ask them, where was the statement of Harry and Meghan saying, we want privacy, my family? They'll never ever show you that. Because it was a narrative created by the community to keep Harry and Meghan quiet so that they don't say a thing about what they did to them, about the cruelty that they subjected Meghan through. My family, that's why when they speak up, they're like, I thought you wanted privacy. My family. And the thing is, even when Harry and Meghan are quiet, still, the main topic of discussion is Harry and Meghan. Nicholas Witchell family. Nicholas Witchell is about to retire, my family. And before he goes, it's him talking about Harry and Meghan. My family. You cannot make this stuff up. That's why Harry told us, even when Meghan was not visible, still, it became even worse. The attacks even became worse, my family. This is what Harry was talking about, my family. Harry and Meghan are not visible right now. My family. They have not been visible for my family a while now. They are rarely even, my family spotted. My family. The last time they were spotted, they were in Costa Rica, enjoying my family a romantic, vacation with their friends. My family. And also their kids. The last time that Harry and Meghan was spotted, my family were doing that. Living their lives. Not saying a word about the royal family. But still, UK media always have the names of Harry and Meghan etched into their minds. My family, it is high time they leave Harry and Meghan alone. It is high time that they do leave Prince Harry and Meghan alone and stop whinging, mourning, and complaining about Harry and Meghan, my family, constantly. My family also just hear more, my family, on what Nicholas Witchell, my family, has said, because we must debunk his lies. My family. Apparently, they're saying that bound by the discipline of being a BBC reporter for decades, discipline, Mr. Witchell has shed light on what he really thinks about the royal family in what they're saying, an honest interview with the Sunday Times magazine ahead of his upcoming retirement. Sunday Times is owned by Rupert Murdoch. If you want honesty, Sunday Times is not the best place for honesty, my family. It's more like anything owned by Rupert Murdoch, my family. Anything that's owned by Rupert Murdoch is my family cannot be trusted. My family, once again, here is what my family, he said. He even revealed how close he was to interviewing Diana for Panorama until he was stood down in place of Martin Bashir, leading to an explosive BBC scandal over how, the reporter secured the chat. And Mr. Witchell said that Harry and Meghan had been a great loss to the palace and wished they had tried harder and given it more time. My family, I remember Meghan's words in the Harry and Meghan documentary. I did everything. There is nothing that I did not do. But nothing that Meghan did was good enough for the UK media. Because my family, when you are a person of color, nothing you do will ever be good enough to this, racist institution, my family. To this media outlet, my family, that supports, this racist, institutions. Nothing you do as a person of color will ever be good enough to them. That's why no matter what Meghan did, my family, nothing was ever good enough. Meghan woke up early. Somehow it was a problem. Oh, she sends 5 a.m. emails. Apparently that's bullying. Sending 5 a.m. emails is called bullying. Meghan Markle, work ethic, impressive. It's a problem. She's outshining Kate and William. She's told, be 50% of yourself. Even working is a problem. My family. Meghan working too much is a problem for the UK media. My family. She works too much to the point that Camilla Tominey is a liar. Says, you know what? Meghan must remember that this is a team effort. Because my family, Meghan, is working and accomplishing so much and exposing the laziness of the other members of the royal family. I mean, Kim Milton has one project for the entire 12 years in the royal family. She's promoting early childhood. And just this year, my family, still, we're being told, she has a, interview, my family, or an event to learn more about early childhood, my family, to raise awareness about early childhood. For 12 years, you are raising awareness. 12 years, my family. So Meghan comes in, immediately, my family, hits the ground running, begins working. It becomes a problem for the UK media and for the farm because Meghan is working. She's outshining the other members of the royal family. And then she told, be 50% of yourself. So my family, nothing that Meghan ever did was good enough. And you all know why. We all know why. Because of her race, my family. They judged her based on her race and not my family on her actions. Not on her work ethic, my family. Her work ethic was so good. But even that, they said, wasn't good enough. My family. But Kim Milton does the bare minimum and she basically receives sycophantic coverage. My family. Oh, Kim Milton, basically, touched that person's, shoelace or shoes, my family. Oh, how nice. Kim Milton steps out of my family a house. Oh, she steps out of her house. How nice. My family, that's sycophantic coverage. Family, she does nothing substantial, really. What's the impact of her early childhood, my family? What has she done? You never hear it. What has that achieved? My family, you never hear what it's achieved because still they're raising awareness. Still they're learning. My family. Every time Kim Milton has a speech, it's early childhood is important. Yes, we know it's important. Then what are you doing about, helping kids? So my family, going to a baby bank, my family, going to a place whereby, people don't have food. You're going there empty-handed, my family, to a food bank. You go there empty-handed to a food bank. But then, oh, how nice. Sycophantic coverage. Nothing is expected from William and Kim Milton, but much is expected from Prince Harry and Meghan. But nothing is ever expected from William and Kim Milton. Never. My family. So my family, it's also unfair to see how Meghan has been treated my family because she did everything right. My family, she did everything right. And Meghan, to her last day in the royal family, even remember her saying in the Harry Meghan documentary, when she left my family, when she basically left, my family highlighted from an airplane, my family, she went and hugged a bodyguard who's been with Harry for a very long time. He told him, I tried so much in tears. I tried so much. I did everything. I know you did, ma'am. I know you did, ma'am. I know you did everything you could. But nothing she ever did was good enough. Nothing she ever did was good enough. So yes, Meghan did everything, Nicholas Witchell. But you all know that you just couldn't accept her. And the main reason you couldn't accept her is because of her race. And you can say it has nothing to do with race a million times. But we all know the truth. We all know the truth. My family, we all know the truth. People of color are supposed to are expected to do even more and more and more and more and more to basically receive, recognition from family, to be recognized for a work that my family have done. But for others like Kay Moulton, not much is expected. Just step outside of your home, and then my family smile for the camera, for Daily Mail, and pose for them. And, oh, how nice. Nothing much is expected. My family. But for Meghan family as a person of color, much is expected. It's my family. That is racism. That is racism. No matter what you say, it's racism. It is racism, my family. You know? My family. And also, don't forget this, the media played a huge part in Harry and Meghan living. I don't want to see them try to absolve themselves from what they did. They're like the palace, should have done something. Harry and Meghan was a great loss to the palace. Of course, they were a great loss to the royal family and the palace. Of course they were. No wonder when William and Kay Moulton take a trip to the Commonwealth, they receive so much backlash that they never ever want to go there anymore, ever again. But yet they expect Harry and Meghan to take insults and abuse from the UK media and just put up with it. Yet William and Kay Moulton could not handle rejection from the Commonwealth, my family, from the Caribbean countries that they visited, my family. They couldn't basically, put up with or deal with the level of humiliation of family that they endured. But they expect Harry and Meghan to just deal with it, to put up with it. The people who do what they do, smear Harry and Meghan, could never ever endure a day in Harry and Meghan's shoes, my family. And that is a fact. And my family, basically, Nicholas Witchell said this, and I quote, that if she, Meghan, had perhaps just been less impatient, my family. No, first of all, let me finish with what my family said. If she, Meghan, had perhaps just been less impatient, less inclined to see well-meaning people as being in some way against her, it's sad, particularly the relationship breakdown between Harry and William. The reason why that relationship between Harry and William broke down is because Prince William broke his promise to Prince Harry and began briefing against Harry to cover for himself, to cover his own dirt that UK media found out about him. My family, that's what happened. And he broke his vow never to put his office against Harry and Meghan. And that's what he did. His people were briefing anti-Meghan stories to the media, targeting Meghan Markle, mistreating Meghan Markle. But Meghan should have been patient. Just put up with it. Just put up with it, Meghan. Just deal with it. Just be patient and just put up with it. Things will change in the future. My family. And Meghan actually covered this. Meghan actually spoke about this in the Harry and Meghan documentary. Meghan spoke about this in the Harry and Meghan documentary of how she was told by my family, people in the palace, that when you get married, things will change. They get to know you and things will be better for you. They'll treat you well. Meghan got married, my family, UK media never ever stopped the attacks, the abuse towards Meghan Markle. When they went on a tour, my family, also Meghan was told, when they get to see you on tour, how good you are at the job, things will change. Things will be better. My family, Meghan believed that. They went, my family, on tour, on the Oceania tour, my family. It was so successful. People were not sleeping, just waiting to catch a glimpse of Harry and Meghan. And William, Kay Moulton, Charles, Camilla saw that. No one has been able to pull off these crowds ever since the days of the late Diana family. And what happened after that tour? The royal family smear campaign against Meghan Markle. My family. So things only got worse because of what? Jealousy. Jealousy from senior members of the royal family and Meghan getting this spotlight in my family. Somehow it was her fault. The UK media was also invested and interested in her, my family, over the other members of the royal family. My family, even Prince and family covered this even and spoke about how, one day they went on an engagement with the royal family. And then the next day, Meghan's face was on the front page, while the other senior members of the royal family, the Queen, Kate Middleton, were put in a sack of my family, of the front page. My family. And Meghan told Harry, my family, Harry told Meghan, that this is a problem. Meghan told Harry, but this isn't my fault. Of course it isn't your fault. Meghan, you don't decide who ends up on the front page of a UK tabloid. It's not you. It's not your fault. My family. But my family, the senior members of the royal family, were jealous the newcomer was getting the front page. And what did they do? They began smearing Meghan Markle, making Meghan's life a living hell. My family. In the palace. To try and abuse her out of Harry's life and family. Hoping that we can go back to the status quo whereby it's only William and Kate Middleton with the media focus on. And my family, more than 3 years later after Harry Meghan fled the UK, still, the main topic of conversation is Harry and Meghan. Not even William and Kate Middleton. The family. So my family, Meghan did everything. And she was patient, hoping that things would change. But then she began realizing things were never going to change. And she began asking herself, is this the life that I'm to live? Putting up with abuse, racism, insults. Her mental health was deteriorating my family. And the media knew about it. Valentine Law was briefed about those lies about Meghan Markle bullying. He said he was told Meghan was struggling. Did that make UK media stop their attacks and abuse towards Meghan Markle? Say, okay, it's enough. You need to back off. No, they did not. So my family, even despite them knowing that Meghan was experiencing mental health struggles, they continued the smear campaign. It became even worse, even more my family. But then, Nicholas is like, Meghan should have been patient. Meghan should be patient. Oh yeah, she was patient. Until she got fed up. And she got tired of being your scapegoat. My family. And she left. And it's high time that these individuals understand that Meghan left and she ain't coming back, my family. And they must leave Meghan Markle and my family. And my family, here is what also my family, Nicholas Witchell, my family says. He said that Harry Meghan ADs had worked tirelessly and sympathized with Meghan, but ultimately it did not work out. He said, I really don't think race was a huge factor in it. I think it was more nationality and culture than it was race. Xenophobia in my family. Don't forget, xenophobia, yes, indeed, it played a huge factor. William also was very anti-American towards Meghan Markle, as Harry said in his memoir Spare, my family. And things in my family, this xenophobia in the UK, my family, sadly, it's a huge problem. It's a very, very huge problem, really. And the way they treated Meghan, an American citizen, the UK media and the family treated her, my family, was so appalling. And I'm sorry what, Meghan had to endure. I am very, very sorry what Meghan, my family had to endure. And Meghan really, really tried to make it work. My family really tried everything. And it's so sad how, the palace poorly mistreated Meghan Markle. How William poorly mistreated Meghan Markle. How Kate Middleton made Meghan cry. My family, it's so sad. I'm just happy that Meghan now lives in California with her husband, my family, and children. My family, but as well as claiming that Harry Meghan could have played harder, Nicholas Witchell says that he believes that also Buckingham Palace should have made more effort with Harry before he and Meghan left the royal family. That the palace should have made more effort with Harry before he and Meghan left the royal family. It goes down to losing Prince Harry. Losing him. The family. it goes down to losing him. They always thought Meghan would leave my family, not Prince Harry. They always thought and imagined that Meghan would leave, not Harry. When he left, things have never ever been the same for the UK media. It's Harry who sold papers. And instead of protecting the goose that laid the golden eggs, they chose to abuse the woman he loves, believing that, you know what, Harry's never going to leave. But he left. He left. And now he's suing different tabloids in the UK. And they can't stand it. My family. They're like, but Harry, you know, the palace could have done more with Harry. They never wanted Harry to leave, yes. They wanted Meghan to leave, not Harry. But my family, you know, I do hope that they regret, you know, pushing so much that to the point that Harry and Meghan fled the UK. I do hope that they come to regret that, my family. I do hope. And clearly, my family, from what I can see, their regret is that Harry left. That, my family, is their regret, that Harry left. And that Harry can't stand them. My family, but what do they expect really? His mother was chased to her death. Did they think that Harry would just stand there and watch as they do to Meghan as they did to his mother? No. My family, no. He protected his wife and family. They knew the trauma he faced because of what happened to his mother. They really thought that Harry would just stay there while Meghan lives alone. My family. Well, guess what? They were very mistaken. You know? And Nicholas claimed that the Queen found it challenging to understand Harry's pain when Harry and Meghan chose or decided to leave the UK to live in California. More like they were forced to leave with the UK media's abuse, because of the UK media's abuse of Harry and Meghan. And that Mr. Witchell described Harry and Meghan's story as tedious, but claimed it had been covered because there was more appetite for the more frequent soap opera aspects of the royal family. You know? My family. But then Nicholas Witchell praises William and Hamilton, who he said have a good image and read the public mood well by focusing on areas such as homelessness, environment, and mental health. And that he said he knows that this soap opera aspect is part of the job, despite not feeling comfortable with it. My family, you know, that, my family, is what, you know, Nicholas, my family, Witchell, has said. And my family, you know, let me just, you know, kindly just pause there, my family. So, this person, they know what they're doing. And they must understand this. This attempt at propping up Prince William and Kate to the detriment of Harry and Meghan, time and time again, is what made is one of the reasons as to why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. And still is continuing to do that, my family. You know, it shows you the abusers are never going to change their evil, demeaning practices. And the fact is, the more that they refuse to change their evil practices, my family, the more that my family, they shouldn't expect for Harry and Meghan to ever bring themselves back to a toxic environment. Prince Harry would never ever endanger Meghan or Archie by bringing them to a place whereby it isn't safe. And also, he'll never ever wine or dine with the UK tabloid press, my family, like how they want him to. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I can't see Prince Harry ever whining or dining with the abusive UK media. My family, I don't see him doing that, my family. I don't see him doing that even one bit. And it's high time that they leave Harry and Meghan alone, my family. So my family, you tell me your thoughts about my family, what Nicholas Witchell, my family, has said. My family, I wanna hear your opinion, my family. The fact is, race was a factor as to why Harry being afraid the UK. Race was a huge factor as to why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. And Nicholas Witchell must basically just stop lying. Race was a huge factor as to why Harry and Meghan fled the UK. You know? And Harry and Meghan are never come back to the arms of the abuser. Of their, my family, abusers, my family. You know, I think also from what I've seen really is that they're hoping that somehow King Charles and Harry can get to talk, can meet up, reconcile, hoping that if that happens, that Charles will order Prince Harry to drop his cases against different UK tabloids. Once again, it's about protecting themselves from Harry's lawsuit, my family. From Harry's lawsuit. It's about protecting themselves. My family, no. I hope that Harry never ever drops those cases against multiple UK tabloids, my family. I hope he ensures that everyone who are engaged in phone hacking is locked up, my family. I do hope that my family, is what happened. Now, you, my family, tell me your thoughts about what we have just discussed. God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lipetana and Doria Franklin, and all of you members of Squad at Home. He never wins, love wins, and stay tuned to our next video. Love also forever, and may God bless you, all my family. My family, may God bless each and every single one of you. May God bless you, all my family. He never wins, love wins, and stay tuned to our next video, my family. May God bless you all, and stay tuned to our next video, my family. Love you all and forever, my family. Nicholas Witchell, stop lying about Harry and Meghan. Stop lying. We know the truth. UK media were racist was Meghan Markle. UK media were racist was Meghan Markle, and Meghan fled the UK because of racism. So stop lying, Nicholas Witchell. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you also forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.